here's the deal. Before I get into what I want to talk about, I want to remind you of the fee. Now, I am getting completely censored on Instagram, so I need you guys to share the show out if you want people to have it, okay? This is something I think is going to be important for you. So just as a reminder, pay the fee. You know, we don't run ads. I try to make this show purely about content and value exchange. I think that's the way America should be. If we do good, share it. If we don't do good, don't share it. But please do pay the fee if you actually genuinely enjoyed the show. Now today, because it's Sunday, I actually wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you're going to do this upcoming week, okay? We all know that what's going on in the world is really messed up, okay? We all recognize it. Everybody sees it. And I've been talking a lot about it lately, but I haven't been doing you a service in terms of what you could be doing personally to be better, which is really what this show is ultimately about at the end. You know, we're going to talk about current events, and I think we've gone very far that direction, and the personal development side is kind of taking a back seat for now, but I don't want to stop talking about it. So I came in here today. Today is Friday in my world, and you're going to hear this on Sunday, because I wanted to remind you guys of some things that are very important during times of uncertainty, okay? Right now, everybody knows there's all kinds of crazy shit going on, right? You go to the grocery store, you could see it. You turn on the TV, you hear it, you see it. Everywhere you look, people are talking about it. It's changed our entire world. And back in the beginning, when all of this stuff started happening, I reminded you guys that these are the times when we start to make decisions about where we're going to go in life, okay? And right now, a lot of people are pulling themselves back into their shell. A lot of people are going to weather the storm. A lot of people are going to do everything they can, rightfully so, to survive, which is what we should all be doing. But I want to point something out to you guys. That leaves tremendous opportunity open for people who want to get aggressive, people who want to pour into their personal development, their business development, their life progress. Because here's the thing, guys. We are in a competition. It is just the truth. A lot of people like to talk about ideologies, right? Like, oh, it's not a competition. You're only competing against yourself and blah, 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 blah. And like, dude, that's nice to say and think about, but it's just not true. Okay. You own a business, you're competing against other businesses. You go to work, you're competing against other people for same jobs. You go to the grocery store now, you're competing over a motherfucking jug of milk. Okay. So competition is part of life. And if you look at any part of the way nature works, it's all based on competition. Okay. The strongest, the fittest, the smartest, the most prepared are the ones that win. So I want to point out to you that right now, a lot of people are not trying to win. A lot of people are trying to pull in all of their offense and hunker down, right, for this time. And this is no different than any other hard time in history, guys. When things like this happen, when times like these happen, it is very easy to get caught up and off track on what it is you're trying to build for your life. But what I want to remind you of is that life is going to go on. Life is going to keep progressing, and it is going to keep moving. And there are people out there that are still aggressive. I'm one of them, and there's a lot of other people as well. So I want to remind you today that one of the biggest opportunities that you'll ever have in your life is actually right now during this time while everybody else is pumping the brakes, okay? If you have the opportunity in your business to stand on the gas pedal, now is the time to do it. More so, I want to talk to you about your personal development, okay? A lot of people right now are giving up on their fitness. They're giving up on their mental health. They're giving up on everything, and they're basically using the entire world situation as a crutch as to why they can't do anything, okay? You know, I went to one of my favorite places I go to, this place called Billy G's here in St. Louis at Kirkwood. Now, over the last couple of years, I've only drank, 5, 6, 7 times the total. I think I've had 8 days total off, 9 days now, totally off my program, the Live Hard program during that time, whether I counted it online or not. And I take pride in that. But when I went to Billy G's, man, and if anybody's listening, I'm not trying to offend anybody. This is just what I observed. I went there. I saw a lot of people that I saw pre-pandemic, and I haven't seen them really since, over the last 18 months because I haven't been going out. I've been keeping to myself, as you guys know, focusing on myself, trying to keep that word that promise I made to myself back in the beginning. If you remember, I made a promise to myself that this time was going to be the time that made me. And I was going to make sure that I used this time to the maximum ability to get better every single day. And that's something I have done, and I'm very proud of myself. So I haven't been out in the world very much. I've been focusing on my own shit. Now, I did go to Billy G's, okay? And we went up there, we ate, and I saw a lot of people I hadn't seen for a long time, man. And I got to be honest, like, they look like shit, okay? Most of these people had put on 30, 40, 50 pounds. And I'm not talking one or two people. I'm talking dozens of people that I recognize from being a regular up there previously to this situation. So it made me really think, man. It made me think, like, how if everybody's scared of this pandemic and everybody's worried about their health, why is everybody getting fatter? Why is everybody getting worse? Why is everybody getting to a place that actually makes them more susceptible to this virus, not less? And two things occurred to me. One, they're not really scared, okay? Otherwise, they would be getting in shape. We've had 600 something days of this going on. If you were really terrified about this taking your life, you would have done something about it. That's just the truth. But secondly, it showed me in real life how many people are 100% bailing out on anything that's actually good for them. They seem to think that because the world is in chaos, that time has somehow stopped. Time has not stopped. There are still plenty of people out there who are hungry, who are aggressive, who are getting better day by day by day, okay? And you need to be one of them, all right? The way this world is going to get better and the way that our country is going to be better is by us being better. That's just the only way it is. It starts from the ground up. So while you may be vocalizing your opinions, and while you may be actively speaking out, and while you may be going to these board meetings, and while you may be participating in democracy like you all should, it's important to remember that you are only as good as the example that you set, okay? What example are you setting for your family? What example are you setting for your friends? What example are you setting for your peers at work? What example are you setting as a citizen of this country? And be honest with yourself. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, guys, you're leaving a lot on the table and you're setting a poor example, okay? So today's Sunday, and I'd like you to consider using the rest of the year to get better, okay? What does that mean? That means being conscious of what you put into your brain, okay? Are you reading or are you consuming the negative news of the day every single day? Are you putting positive thoughts into your brain? Are you putting negative thoughts into your brain? What are you putting in your body? Are you putting helpful food and nutrients in your body, or are you just trashing your body? Are you drinking 4 or 5 nights a week, or are you drinking a gallon of water every day, okay? There's all kinds of things that you need to consider, but the truth of the matter is that when most people stop, that's an opportunity for you to jump ahead, all right? And that's where we are, okay? When the real estate market crashed and we had the economy crash in the late 2000s, that was a time where I really, that's what we made our business. Everybody else stopped. Everybody else stopped moving forward. Everybody kind of pulled in and played defense. And we went hard as fuck on offense. And we were able to make up 4 or 5 years of progress every single year for our business. Okay. And we ended up growing 100% every single year. And by the way, we're still doing things like that even in this economy. And the reason we're able to do it is because everybody else is quitting. Everybody else is stopping. We're staying aggressive. So think about that. Think about that in terms of your job. Think about that in terms of your career. Think about that in terms of your company. And think about it mostly in terms of your body. Because guys, if we are not taking care of our own self, our own body, our own mind, nurturing it, testing it, making sure that it gets stronger. And when will we have a better opportunity to test ourselves than during one of the hardest times in my lifetime for sure, and probably history of this country? That's the ultimate test. Can you stay on track during this time with all these distractions? Can you, instead of regressing, can you get better? Can you progress? Can you improve while everybody else is getting worse? All right? Because that's the key. That's the thing that's going to set you up, because this stuff will end. Okay? These things will end. And if you want to be in the best place possible, right now is the time that you should be moving forward as hard as you can. Now, I understand that there's things in business that are challenging right now. I understand there are things in the economy that are challenging right now. I understand all of these things, but that still doesn't limit your ability to really drink water. It doesn't limit your ability to eat clean. It doesn't limit your ability to move. It doesn't limit your ability to read positive things. It doesn't limit your ability to get better. That's the point. And we have gotten really good in this country right now at selling ourselves that we're waiting for this time to pass before we get back to kicking ass. And I'm going to tell you right now, if everybody in America gets in that mindset where they're just going to sit on their hands and kind of wait for this to pass, it'll never pass. It'll never get over with, because our country is based upon go-getters. It's based upon people who go out and create things seemingly from nothing. These are resilient people. These are gritty people. These are people with tremendous amounts of fortitude. Okay. These are people who can endure hard times. That's the essence of America. Okay. So if you're feeling like you think America needs to get better right now, what you need to be focused on is you getting better. Because if every individual gets better and you're setting an example for the individuals around you and they get better, that's how we get this motherfucker moving on the right track. All right. So it's Sunday today. Tomorrow's Monday. I would listen to this. I would really think about it. And I would think about what can you do to get better? And if you haven't talked about or thought about doing Live Hard or 75 Hard, start now. Don't wait till the end of the fucking year, man. Okay. We need to invest in our mental fortitude now. We need to get tougher now. We need to get stronger now. We need to get physically harder now. Okay. These things are important now. We don't have time to wait. And the longer you wait, the longer you put it off, the worse off you're going to get. And you know that, and I know that. So let's stop with the bitching. Let's stop with the complaining. Let's stop with the screaming. And let's start working on being a better example. Let's start working on building this from the ground up. Let's start working on building something that every single motherfucker that you know can look at and say, damn, dude, that's what I want. That's what I want to be like. Because you could talk about this shit all you want, but unless you're truly about it, it really doesn't make any difference. Okay? So make this day, make this week the time. If you've been fucking off this whole time, make this the time where you say, dude, look, I'm still going to get better during this time. I'm still going to be able to look back during this time and say, that was the time I got better. That was the time that made me. That was the time I got ahead, because it's not too late. This shit's not stopping anytime soon. And so if you're waiting for it to stop, for you to get going, you're just going to have that much bigger of a mountain to climb.